What is the energy between you and the person on your mind at this time? What is the energy between you and the person that is on your mind? So 3 popped out. I'll read all 3. We have the 5 of Swords, the 9 of Cups, and the 2 of Cups. Interesting little setup here. It looks like there's some sort of change of heart, change of thought process. You or this other person has gone through some sort of defeat, some change. There's been some sort of clashing in your past. You know, when you have an example of a bad relationship, that, you know, that just is always hard. It's always difficult. You can never really get through to that person, no matter how many ways you try explaining something, no matter how many, you know, no matter what you do, you just can't get through to this person. So obviously there needs to have some sort of change to fix that. And I think one of you, if not both of you, have gone through some sort of recent change, a defeat in love. But as you could see with the next 2 cards, the 9 of Cups and the 2 of Cups, that is fun. That's good times. That is, that's a great ending to this defeat card. You know, sometimes you have to go through the fire in order to get to the other side. You have to walk through it. And with the 5 of Swords, you're basically doing that currently, or have done that recently. Since this is about happiness and love, you both have gone through some, you know, relationships that just weren't really that good for you. And now you're stepping forward, looking for happiness. You know what you don't want now going forward. This defeat card is kind of like, you know, Lonely Island kind of vibes, where you're just like the only person on the island left. It's just you and this person, your ex, and you're realizing that you're just not working well together. You know, things aren't clicking how they should. You fight too often. You bicker about things that should be resolved. You should be getting along because there's a lot of things to be thankful for, but somehow you always wind up fighting. It's just that kind of energy where you're always clashing. Like, I just hear swords clinking together all the time. And you just get to a point where you have to say something's got to give, you know? Either you got to break it off, they break it off with you, you both break it off with each other. There's been some sort of defeat, and obviously when you go through a breakup, you feel defeated. You know, you feel like you wasted your time, your energy, your feelings, your body, your mind, your money, your home. You know, the list can go on with all the feelings of defeat that you might have when it comes to leaving the past behind and walking forward. But look at what happens when you do walk forward. You can find the 9 of Cups and the 2 of Cups. That is some serious, undeniable love that is waiting for you on the other side of change. And only the souls that are courageous enough to make the change will experience the ecstasy of getting the 9 of Cups and the 2 of Cups kind of feeling. You know, if you don't take risks and you stay where you are and you stay put, say you or this person are still in this energy here, you'll never be able to experience true happiness or true love, which is the 2 of Cups, because you settled. You settle for what's okay. You settle for the known. You settle for not changing. You settle for the easy way out. And even though it makes life a little bit easier, in your head at least, it doesn't really make your life easier. It just kind of procrastinates what you can really achieve and what you can really wait and go for, which is happiness and true love. The Nine of Cups and the Two of Cups together is interesting energy here. So I think you both have some sort of wary heart. You both have been a little bit beat up in regards to your past relationship. Who hasn't? But I see that whoever you're thinking of is also wanting and wishing for this kind of love energy. You know, it takes two people to want to love in order to get that kind of like this kind of energy together. This is, you could just feel the warmth coming off of this, you know? This is true love. This is true feelings of happiness. This is like two people walking around with their grins on their face so wide that it annoys people. People are like, what is your problem? Why are you so happy? You know? It's just because you're in love and and you know the other person feels the same way and also reciprocates that. That is some serious loving. You know, it's just kind of like that eternal love that people dream about, that people write stories about, that people make movies about. You can experience that if you wait for it and you work for it. And the other person also has to be on the same level. You can't have one person that is a romantic, you know, that wants, you know, the Nine of Cups kind of feeling, you know, and then they're matched up with someone who doesn't value that as much, right? You can't have this Two of Cups love feeling with only one person feeling this way, hugging, and the other person is kind of just like looking off to the side. It doesn't work like that, and that's not how love is created when two lovers are together and they match energies. The magic that can happen between them two is you know, it's insane. So I think that you or this person has accepted defeat of the past. Sometimes you have to learn how to, you know, fold your cards. You know, if you're playing a game of poker and you know you just have a bad hand, instead of betting to the end and bluffing, you know, everyone around you into thinking that your relationship is better than it is, you just fold, you know, and you take your losses and you take your heart, you take what money you have left, and then you move on. And that's what I'm kind of getting with this feeling here, is learning when to fold them and when to hold them. You know that song? So that is kind of the song of the evening for this read, is knowing when to hold them and when to fold them. I'll try to post the lyrics to that. But it's, you know, it's sometimes it takes a very smart decision on when to quit. You know, I don't like to say quitting is a good choice, but sometimes hitting your head against the wall when you know that you've exhausted your options with, say, the person that you're with, and it's just not working and it's just too hard. Sometimes it's better just to leave it alone. Or if you're, you know, an entrepreneur and you're working at a new project and the project just isn't really working, you have to decipher between working hard past, you know, that threshold to get where you need to go because you believe in your product or your business, or you just say, hey, that was a good shot. I think this is a lost cause, and you stop and start over again somewhere else. It's a gray line. It's a gray area on how to do that, and you have to know for yourself whether or not you're giving it your all. Maybe you have to, you know, conclude with yourself whether or not you gave it your all with your last relationship or not. Whatever the case is, going forward, you have this beautiful, beautiful happiness and love happening around you. There is something in your future with this person. Let's pull two more just to see if there's any timing on this. What's going on with the happiness card, the Nine of Cups, between you two? Happiness, Nine of Cups. The Fool. about starting over. It's about, starting over with a fresh slate and pretending like you weren't hurt in the past. It's a hard thing to do. Sometimes it's just almost impossible to not feel like everyone's out to get you, or feel like everyone is gonna disappoint you. When you come into a new relationship, when you fully love someone and you just kind of get swept up in that new love feeling, you're infatuated with them, you just love them to death, you can't stop thinking about them, you want to talk to them all the time, all that stuff. People forget about all the things that happened to them in their past. They're just so in love that they forget about all the bad things that could happen. That's kind of what I'm feeling here. This person that you will meet is going to make you forget about all the bad things that have happened to you in your past regarding love. When you are loved right by the right person, I see 11:11 on the clock, which is divine, it's twin flame energy. It's just, it kind of gives you a lobotomy almost, metaphorically, of like your past heartbreaks. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even register on the same level anymore. And that's kind of what you're going to be feeling with this new person. They're just going to wipe the slate clean so you can start over again. And you're going to start with a fresh heart, like almost like a child, like that the first time you've ever felt in love. It's pure, and a lot of people kind of hold on to that feeling because they're like, oh, it's never going to be the same ever again. Well, it's your first. Your first is your first. It's always going to be different, and if you can take that energy, that enthusiasm that you had, or that you have when you start brand new without any baggage, bringing it into a new relationship, a lot of good things can happen, and you give it space and freedom to develop and blossom into something very beautiful that way. Instead of dragging all your baggage into your future, into a new relationship, you're like, well, I don't want to open up my heart because I was hurt in the past, or blah, 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 blah. And I'm not discounting all the bad things that could happen, because Lord knows I know. But I'm saying that you have to treat a new person like a new person, right? Give them the chance to be the fool. Give them a chance to fuck up. Everyone will always make a mistake anyway, so just let them be this new energy. Let the new energy be. It's like opening up a back door and having a brand new, wind just fly in, right? So with the Two of Cups, Prince of Wands, here he comes. So we have the Prince of Wands coming out here, the Two of Cups. So I'm going to put this down here a little bit. This guy is... This entity is going to be definitely kind of like a heartbreaker. So I'm getting, it's someone, if it's a man, masculine, this Prince of Wands is someone that kind of gets around often. He is someone that has had his share of fun times, but not love. There's a difference here. This is the Prince of Wands that kind of like goes out to the bar and always can hook up anytime he goes out, right? He always has options. He's good looking, he's cute, he's attractive, he's flirty, and he's kind of like, he knows it. He knows that he has something that women like. He kind of uses it as a weapon or to his advantage. But again, like, having these empty relationships that only revolve around, nighttime activity is, it's fun. You know, the prince is still kind of young, but at the same time, it gets old. It gets old. And if you want real happiness and real love, which these two cards are showing here, this Prince of Wands needs to start over as well. And he has to kind of level up the way he's thinking about things, going about things, start over, renew, you know, wipe the slate clean on what he's going to do next. It might be a fire sign involved. I think this Prince of Wands is going to be feeling like the Fool when it comes to love, because he's not used to love. Like I was saying, he's used to just going out and hooking up. He's not used to expressing love. It's a completely different horse. It's a horse of a different color altogether. You know, expressing love with one person and having this feeling is a lot different than like getting numbers and, you know, having one night stands, or just kind of like effing around and not having any responsibility. So this Prince of Wands is going to kind of feel like the Fool, feel a little foolish in this new energy. It's going to be new to him. So you might have to kind of take the lead when it comes to how to love. I'm thinking like it's kind of just like, all right, well, what do you do here? How do we do this? That's what he's kind of thinking. I don't have a lot of experience in true love here. Obviously feeling this happiness, but what do we do? Let's pull one more card. Okay. So I have 3 cards popping out, so I have to read them. We have the Four of Pentacles, the Prince of Pentacles, and the Chariot. Oh boy. So there's definitely something on its way. Now we have 2 princes here, so that makes me a little concerned. Is there someone else that knows that this Prince of Wands is coming towards you and wants to intercept? Not sure. It looks like there's 2 entities here. I know that we're doing a reading on you and someone that you're thinking of, but it looks like there's someone else here that kind of wants to make an appearance. The Four of Pentacles talks about obviously power, but it's kind of like matching powers together, like kind of like with the powers combined, you know, what can you really accomplish? And I think that this person is starting to think that he can combine forces with you and create something really, really nice, which is obviously the Two of Cups. But the Prince of Pentacles here, he is kind of the guy who is a little bit more mature for his age. He's the guy that, you know, was thinking about his career and his retirement when he was 25. You know, he's that guy. He's just the guy that kind of like works hard. He definitely has his fun time, but he's just kind of like he's a worker. I don't want to say workaholic, but he's like, you know, he does very well for himself, and he's young still. He's that guy who is like around 30 years old, but he's in a senior level already. You know, because he's already put in the man hours and the time and the sweat and all that stuff earlier than most people. The Prince of Wands, he's a little different, let's just say. He likes to just play around. He's out in the bars, he's out in the clubs, he's on dating apps, he's sharing his wand with whoever wants to play, you know? The Prince of Pentacles is a little more responsible. So now we have 2 of these entities kind of around you. So I'm wondering if this is someone that knows of the person that you're thinking of. 20:02 on the clock. Whoever you're thinking of, he might have a friend that is also interested in you. There might be some sort of weird competition that you don't even know about. They both might know that you are recently single, maybe, if you are in this Five of Swords energy. They're both princes, though, so it looks like they're friends. They're friends of some sort, and there might be some sort of interference here with someone else, let's say, you know. There's going to be some sort of interference between these two guys in this energy. But we have the Chariot coming out, which means forward movement, which means there's some sort of conversation coming in, and it looks like a conversation about joining forces with the Four of Pentacles. So it's new for you, obviously. This is something that's brand new for you and for him. This is definitely going to bring you some feelings of true love and happiness. Again, you have the Nine of Cups and the Two of Cups. It's really good energy when it comes to love. So if it's the same guy and it's not two people, this person wants to work with you, but he's also very sexually attracted to you. So it could be the same guy who wants to kind of do more than one thing with you, let's say. Or it's two people around the same age that are kind of in cahoots with each other, or they know each other, they work with each other, they're friends, something like that. They're related in some sort of way. They know of each other. So that is kind of what I'm getting from this reading. You can expect some sort of new opportunity driving towards you at this time in the Chariot. This is an energy that's going to give you an opportunity to work, to join forces with someone who's truly going to give you that Two of Cups feeling of love, happiness, hugs forever. You know, these two people are hugging and they become one. This is something that is on its way to you, and it's a new fresh breeze that's going to come in for you. You know, the bad past is gone with clashing heads with somebody. It's over. You're in this Nine of Cups energy going forward. Someone is going to make you truly happy, and they also think that you will make them truly happy as well. This is true love and happiness coming forward to you, and also power is charging for you at this time. So let's see what this has to say for you going forward. If there's two people coming forward, or there's one guy that wants to do two things with you. That is the reading for today.